I got the horse right here. The name is Paul Revere.
Hello, racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, along with Drew Forster. We're going to go through the Sunday, June 14th races at Hastings. We do have 8 of them on tap. And before we do get to the Hastings for our analysis, we did have a couple of very impressive races for the stakes races for the older horses last week.
Yeah, on the Saturday show, we watched the 2 3-year-old stakes. Now we're going to go to the older category. The first one is the Vancouver Sun for older fillies and mares going long. Horses to keep an eye on here are the 4 and the 5, Arabella's Muse and Hollywood Miss. Really thought Hollywood Miss would get the lead here, but Arabella's Muse...
yeah, they just got Dear Lily in again because she broke through the fronts.
Yeah, I know.
And they just got her in again.
But I really thought that Hollywood Miss would be the one dictating the pace, but Hamill on Arabella's Muse wants to lead. I liked Arabella's Muse in here. I thought she'd stretch out well, and she did. But Hollywood Miss gave her all she could handle. It's these two.
They slowed it up. It was a comfortable pace.
Yeah, they're going 20.
These horses don't change. The position doesn't change pretty much for the next minute.
They're going 23 and 4, which is decent, but then they do slow down the half mile to 47 and 2. So that's where the race was won,
23-4, comfortable for this caliber. And speed was doing well. And all day. Richard on the rail with Arabella's Muse, David Lopez and Hollywood Miss. Comfortable with their position because they can't really go after Arabella's Muse because she has distance limitations and hasn't won going long. But so they were
Hollywood
rating
Miss
her cautiously. Touching Promises in the box seat under Sean Savici. And Dear Lily's cruising up on the outside 3 wide now.
But yeah, Arabella's Muse... Hollywood Miss never really comes to her, never really eyeballs her early. So Hamill, who had a great weekend, winning 3 out of the 4 stakes, just gets Arabella's Muse to relax. Hollywood Miss comes to her kind of here. She starts getting to her
3/8 pole.
And around the turn, she kind of even gets a nose in front of her, but Arabella's Muse just has more. A very nice showing from Arabella's Muse. You see here, Hollywood Miss does get a nose in front of her. And I thought from here, Hollywood Miss is a winner.
She just doesn't want to go this far.
I don't know if she wants to go this far. Arabella's Muse is better at the distance, and that
she had every shot to go by
down the lane here as Arabella's Muse does pull clear of her a little bit, and Touching Promise running a very good race. Only her second race of the year, and it was going
long. Yeah, she'd missed the stake race. Yeah. She's coming on well at the end. But yeah, a good run from all 3 of those fillies. But congratulations to Karen Nodal and Bernie and Terry Gallagher.
Yep. And Richard Hamill and trainer Mike Anderson. Yeah, very good showing. As Mike Anderson, as I keep mentioning, just seemingly continues.
Can't do anything wrong. Going well. Keep the roll going. Ride the wave.
Everything is rolling, as it is for Richard Hamill. Richard Hamill's really started to
getting leads and he's getting his horses in good position.
Yeah, he's got good horses.
He's
got good horses under him.
Things are going good,
and he's riding them well. The next one we're going to look at here is the Sir Winston Churchill. This was the older boys one. Another one going long. Another Richard Hamill.
Get the lead.
He's on the 2 Modern, and again he gets on the lead, breaks well, goes to the lead here, and is able to dictate the pace. He goes a little quicker. It's that second one. He goes in 23 and 1. 46 and 2.
Yeah.
So,
but he's got a nice high cruising gear, this horse, and probably not a horse you want to fight anyway. And Richard rides him perfectly. This will let him be comfortable, even though there's no one chasing him. Still, it's just let him do what he wants to do and show his natural speed. He can sprint a mile on the 16th.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much what he did today.
Title Contender's in a good spot here. He ended up fading as the race goes on, but he was very rank early again and pulled up alongside Modern here as we go into the turn. It looked like he was going to give him a very good run for his money, as did Commander, who was on his outside. But these two, they just can't go with a horse like Modern right now, and it takes a lot out of them to take early runs at him. And Modern just keeps rolling. There you see the 46 and 2. Which is quick, but well within his scope.
He's been going. He went 44 flat last time with Herbie D going sprinting, and he hung on for 3rd. I mean, this is a nice horse, Modern.
He sure is. Son of Tiz now, out of an AP&D mare. So, bred for the distance. Even though he is a speed horse, he does get the distance. He's got that strong breeding. Brass and Gold making a nice run on the outside here.
He tried to win the race. That cost him.
Yeah.
He gave up the rail to Don't Mess with Kitten on backstretch.
I was just going to mention Don't Mess with Kitten runs a big one here. He comes through on the rail. Alex Marti riding Don't Mess for Kitten. They are the only danger down the stretch for Modern, but Modern just has too much left and runs off. I mentioned I asked Dino in the winner's circle you must have, ideas or maybe thoughts on the Long Acres Mile. He said it is in the back of their mind, and I think he would be a very good candidate to go to it.
He would. He would. He's got this. He's got the excellent gate speed. He can sprint. He's got a high cruising gear. That's kind of. He's a horse that can go 22 and 4 down at Emerald, 45 flat, 109, and keep running again because he's got that high cruising gear. You don't want to slow him down. He's not a horse that can go 24, 48 and change.
Yeah, I think
even if he let you do it.
Yeah, I think it'd take the life out of him if you do that.
It'd be strangling him. He likes to just cruise, and Dino's got him going great. And congratulations to the Kemenies and Mache's and Dino Condolino's great win with
and of course
Modern.
Richard Hamill.
Richard Hamill,
again,
both
3 out of the 4 stakes on the weekend.
He was cooking.
Rolling.
That was good.
Into the Sunday card.
Let's get to the
first
Sunday
race.
races.
Excuse me. Fillies and Mares. Non-winners of 3 lifetime for 4,000. This is going 6.5. There's 2 horses I really liked in here, and I couldn't decide between them. The horses are the 6 Exclusive Girl and the 4 I Dig That. I Dig That set very quick fractions last one, 45 and 4. She was dropping to an all-time low of 8,000. Now she drops in again for 4,000. And Exclusive Girl is another one that Milburn's bringing up from Golden Gate, who just had a nice win on the lead. That was going 6 furlongs for 62.5 non-2. And those can be salty races at Golden Gate. The horse at Golden Gate, it's tough to win down there. So I did give her the nod. That was just on the 10th of May, so she comes in her race ready. And I picked her over I Dig That. I Dig That does get Hamill and Jon Snow due for some luck. I couldn't decide between the 2 of them, but I did go Exclusive Girl on top of I Dig That in the second spot. And I put Miss Roseberry, who's had 2 good efforts this year with 2 decent buyers. She did just get her non-2. She's in deeper water here in non-3, but I had to get somebody for third. I went to the 1. I went 6, 4, and 1.
Yeah, I just flip-flopped your 2 horses. I agree. The 4 I Dig That or the 6 Exclusive Girl must win the first race.
Yeah.
I mean, one of them has to win it, I think. I Dig That just got cooked on a hot pace in her first start this year, and she obviously is in against a lot easier competition, so I'm going to go her to win it. Exclusive Girl, aggressively spotted for 4. There's other places to put a filly like this, but they're going to jam her in for 4. So, but respect the connections. They've done well with their purchases down in California and brought them up successfully to Hastings. So give this one a big chance. And I put the 2, That's the Spirit, in for 3rd. This one was missed the break, rushed up 4 wide, no chance. That was a terrible trip last time. This horse is better than that. That's the Spirit, so put her in for 3rd. I went 4, 6, and 2. On to the second race, maiden $4,000 fillies and mares. I ended up on the 2 horse, Legally Connected. This is at a mile and a 16th.
Yep.
I thought a pretty good effort last time, sprinting against Lost Humor and Storm and Angel. I like those 2 fillies. I just wanted to stay away from anyone out of the 150 and change mile and a 16th race, the Said Taylor and Joe at all race. So I'm going to go to Legally Connected. I don't love the horse, but I can see her having a little more value maybe than Said Taylor and Joe at all. So I just went 2, 3, and 4 in the second.
I went to Said Taylor on top. Respect the connections. I thought that first effort was decent. It was slow, 150 and 1, but this isn't an overly tough race. The second spot, I took a chance on Rosalie B out of the Frank Barrowby barn. She's a Rosberg out of a well-bred mare this time tomorrow. She's never run long. I'm thinking maybe going long.
Yeah.
Will move her forward a little bit.
Frank
Barrowby does a good job, and he can definitely have them ready to go long. Batting 20% when they go from a sprint to a route, and I like Antonio Reyes in the irons. And I put the 4 Joe et al, the Rob Maben horse, in for 3rd. 3, 6, and 4 for me in the second. On the 3rd, 4,000 non-winners of the year or non-4 lifetime for 3-year-olds and up. This is a pretty salty little race for 4,000 actually. I did go to the 4 Step Up. He's won 4 races, at this distance, 6.5. A good second last time behind a well-meant Proxy Man. I put the 2 Arkhill in the second spot. He's won 17 races. And he does have the 2 starts now under his belt. Maybe in his 3rd one he moves forward a little bit. Good to see Hamill stick with him for his main barn. Craig McPherson, and I put Craig's other horse, Jordan's Quest, who drops to an all-time low, and is a good little sprinter in his own right and has some back class. I went 4, 2, and 6.
Yeah, I went to Jordan's Quest on top. I don't love the horse, but he got cooked on the pace last time by Leo's in the house. Anytime you get past heading down the backstretch when you're battling for the first 3/8 of a mile and you get past, buried, it's tough for you to hang on for anything.
Yeah, exactly.
With still 3.5 furlongs
Takes
to
the
run.
life out of you.
And that's what pretty much happened in Leo's in the house, won by a pile of lengths, and this horse only lost probably by 4 for second. So I just give this horse another shot. It was just his first race of the year. Step up for second for me. I can see this horse winning, and I can see the 3-horse Chapel Boy. I'm going to put him in the mix, too. He had a brutal trip from the 9-hole. He hasn't had much luck yet this year. He's had tough trips from wide posts. Finally gets a better draw. Chapel Boy is better than those 2 races are indicating. You might get a little double-digit price on him. So I know you usually like to lean on Chapel Boy every once in a while.
I left him out today. I'm doing him a favor. He'll probably win.
6-4-3 for me in the third. On to the 4th race. Got one of our co-features, an optional $25,000 claimer here for 3-year-olds going 6.5 furlongs. I ended up on the 7-horse Creus. A very impressive win in its debut. Over the odds are good. Just like the way the colt did it. He was confidently ridden the entire way by Jeff Birmingham, and I just think this horse is pretty nice. I put the 5-horse Party Pooper making his 2015 debut. Works are excellent for Troy Taylor, and this horse has speed, and he's got to be a major player in this race. And I put the 4-horse Smart Focus just because of his off-the-pace ability. He won in a good time, defeating, he didn't defeat the toughest of races, but perhaps a sharp claim by the Shamrock Stables for Jim Brown, and Smart Focus is one I don't want to leave out because there could be a lot of pace pressure. Mr. McCarty didn't go out there last time, but could be pace pressure. Peace Arch lays dealerships fast. Smart Focus might get a Sedines quick. Smart Focus might get a very nice trip, and you might get a pretty good price on that one. I went 7, 5, and 4, but I was impressed with Creus.
Yeah, I don't have much to add. I was impressed with Creus as well. I thought he might even have been in that 3-year-old stake last weekend, but Mike elected to run Mighty Fraser in there instead. So I put Creus on top. Party Pooper, as you mentioned, was it okay? A decent 2-year-old here last year got beat in his first out by Jacuzzi Bob, who absolutely was, a freak.
Nice.
So, no shame in that. Came back, won the New Westminster. They took him up to Edmonton. He didn't run any good there, but he was turned out for the rest of the year, so something might have gone wrong. But he's been working very forwardly for this. May 31st, 58-4.
He can still run.
Yeah, it looked like he's turned into a nice 3-year-old. And I put Sedin in the 3rd spot. I thought a very good, you got a good buyer for it, and a very good 3rd behind Adichie and Cats on Fire, 2 pretty nice horses in his last race here at Hastings. I went 7, 5, and 6 in the 4th. On to the 5th. 4,000 non-3 for 3-year-olds and up. This is going 6.5.
Pick 4 time, late pick 4 time.
Pick 4 time. I've got way to the outside. I'm hoping it doesn't kill him that he's in the 11 hole. I went to Brother Chunky. Got beat by Uncle Willard last time, who came back and won.
Uncle Willard's on a roll.
Yeah. Won a race going long against Gamby, and, tough horses last time. Brother Chunky drops down to the $4,000 level. I think that's good enough for him. That'll put him in the mix. Mr. Cactus. Been hitting the board solidly this year. A good second behind High Force, who dropped way down and then, rallied and couldn't quite get to I Don't Roll on Shabbos and Ruby's victory last time. But switches to Richard Hamill, who's going very well right now. And I put the 6 So Legit out of the Dave Milburn barn. First start of the year, he bought him privately off Jim Penny. His first start of the year, ran in a 4 non-2 and absolutely crushed him. Just one going away, won by 3.5. I don't mind him moving forward into the non-3 category. Antonio Reyes takes a call for Dave Milburn. I went 11, 5, and 6.
Yeah, I've got the same 3 horses. The Pedro Alvarado trio. Actually, he rode them all the last 3 starts, and he ends up on the Anita Bolton horse, but he does ride first call for, and they're drew poorly. That would have been a tough call for any agent to make between those 3 horses. And I know when you have to ride a certain horse, you don't have to, but you do because they
got
they stick with you.
Got some other nice ones.
They give you extremely nice horses, and so it's no shock to see Pedro on Brother Chunky, but that doesn't mean he's the best horse of the 3. I think Mr. Cactus is. He was scratched a couple weeks back. But I thought a pretty good run behind I Don't Roll on Shabbos. He looks to be the speed of the race. There's a bit of speed. The Cowboy Commander is going to go, but other than that, there's no speed. And I think he's a better horse than Cowboy Commander. I'm going to go Mr. Cactus to defeat So Legit and Brother Chunky. But I know not much between them, but I'm just going to switch yours around, jumble them around a bit. I'm going to go 5, 6, 11 in the 5th. On the 6th race, 25,000 or older horses going a mile on the 16th. Group of 9 here assembled, and I think all the The ones I like are all on the outside, the 9, 8, and 7. Actually,
Yeah,
I'm going to
that's
go to
what I got
Senor
too,
Rojo to win it. He gets to stretch out to his preferred distance. I thought a pretty good effort sprinting behind Brass and Gold and Taylor Steele last time, but now he
kind of
gets
got
an extra
boxed in a
quarter of
little
a
bit
mile.
too, and he's not a sprinter, but he was boxed in a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to win that day, but he did kind of run into some traffic.
No, he's just a solid horse that's won a lot of money at this trip at Hastings, and he's live in here. I put the 8 Tracker in for second. He's live in this spot. Tried the $50,000 optionals. He's not that good. Back in for 25 where he won pretty comfortably. And I put the 7 horse Bear Rock and Roll, another one that'll appreciate the stretch out. I think all 3 of these horses are really live in this spot. I think that's where the contention is on the outside. I went 9, 8, and 7.
I don't know much to add. As you mentioned, Senor Rojo's a tough old guy. When they stretch out, this is more to his liking. Tracker, last time he was in for 25, just ran away from him. Beat Bear Rock and Roll by a couple. And Bear Rock and Roll always shows up and fights hard races. Had two seconds so far this year, and they obviously have the one that fits. I got exactly the same horse, the same order, 9, 8, 7. I'd put them all in your pick 4s.
Yeah, no key there.
Tough.
No.
On to the 7th maiden 4,000 for 3-year-olds and up. I've gone to the 5 Nana's Buddy. Just the one run this year. It was a second. Did get beat 4 lengths, but it was behind Laundered Money, who went right up the ladder. Just got beat a nose for 16, and then come back and won allowance race. So we ran into a tough horse that day. I like Nana's Buddy to win it. I went to the 1 Southern Casanova out of the Anita Bolton barn. First time starter for owner Bob Chima. Decently bred. Bought him out of the BC sale, Rosberg, out of Software, who's been an all right broodmare around here, a Southern Halo mare. And I went with the 8 Advisor out of the Troy Taylor barn. Was running down in Phoenix. Did run a good third last time for Maiden 5, and Top Connections. You have to keep an eye on them. 5, 1, and 8 for me in the 7th.
Yeah, I see everything. I saw the race exactly the same way. Nana's Body should get a good pace to run at.
Yeah.
Very good run behind a horse that's gone up the claiming ladder and laundered money. So no disgrace in losing there. There was no pace that day either. They went 47. They closed up 24 and changed the last quarter. That's rocking and rolling on our track. And this horse managed to pass horses and get the runner-up spot. The extra half a furlong has to help. Nana's Buddy for me. I put the 8 Advisor. I just flip-flopped your bottom 2. Put Advisor in for second and Southern Casanova in for third. One horse I do want to mention that might run a little bit better is the 6 horse. He's a goer. He did break through the fronts last time. He might run a little.
They never run any good when they do that.
It's like 1%. Horses that break through their fronts of the gates, it just seems like when they're have to be go around and get reloaded again.
Well, you got to hit your head pretty hard to do it.
You got to smash them fronts, and he did that, and he ran, and obviously he didn't run, but he didn't probably get the best of trips either. But his race 2 back behind 3-way trade is worth noting. Just a horse put in the supers that might be 15-1 because people are going to look at his last race and not know that he broke through the fronts. But I went 5, 8, and 1 though in the 7th. On to the 8th and final. That's some $4,000 fillies and mares here, going a mile and a 16th. I ended up on the 7 horse Princess Zeta. Closed out 2014 with back-to-back wins at the 4,000 level, going this distance. She was not successful sprinting, and she was a distant 4th behind Clarice B and Victoria's Spirit. But I think she can maybe turn the tables on Victoria's Spirit with an extra quarter mile to work with. I put the 4 horse Honey Skila, another one that can improve on the stretch out. Antonio Reyes will ride. For trainer Steve Hansen. I think this horse is nicely drawn and has some, going to get a good trip. And the 8 horse Haida for me, kind of bottled up in behind horses at what I thought was a tougher field last time.
Yeah.
That was a little tougher field. I think she'll appreciate the stretch out as well. Some of her better races last year were at this mile and a 16th distance. And Hillingdon's another one that, would be my 4th horse that would appreciate a little more ground. But I went 7, 4, and 8 to close it out.
I pretty much got the same horses. I put Haida on top. I think she'll stretch out well. I like the fact she's got 2 races under her belt. And, she was progressing. Her buyers are progressing. I like the way Haida is going, obviously the way Mike Anderson's barn's going. I like Princess Zeta in the 2nd spot. I had her on top, but she just had the 1 race, and now she goes along. That was the only kind of thing that sent me Haida way. I'd like to see Richard Hamill take over. He was the one who had all the success on her last year. And I couldn't decide between Honey Skila and Hillingdon in the 3rd spot. I put Hillingdon in the 3rd spot. I thought, that Cast a Spell, Jazz Unlimited Maurice Glory race was a decent race.
Pretty legit.
And she only got beat 3 lengths. So I put Hillingdon in for 3rd spot. And if I had a 4th horse, it would be Honey Skila, as you mentioned. I went 8, 7, and 6 in the nightcap. That'll do it for our analysis. Up next on screen will be our picks. Mike? You go first as
There
always.
we go. Back in race number 1, I went to the 4. I dig that. 4 and 6. I like 4 and 6, though. I'm going to play 2 horses. 4, 6, and 2 in the opener. In the second race, the 2 legally connected. I'm going to take a shot on him on the stretch out. I went 2, 3, and 4. Race number 3, I went to the 6, Jordan's Quest, 6, 4, 3. Race number 4, I like the 7, Creus, over the 5, Party Pooper, and the 4, Smart Focus. I think you need all 3 of them, though. 5th race, I like the 5, Mr. Cactus, over the 6 and 11. 6th race, number 9, the veteran Senor Rojo, over the 8, Tracker, and the 7, Bear Rock and Roll, with 3 pretty classy dudes that racked up a lot of money. There look like your top 3. In the 7th race, I like the 5, Nana's Buddy, probably my best bet of the day. I think that would be my maybe the best, the most likely winner on the card. I went 5, 8, and 1, and in the 8th and final, I went to the 7 horse Princess Zeta, 7, 4, and 8. On to Drew's picks.
There we go. In the first, I went to the 6, Exclusive Girl, over the 4, I dig that, in the 1. In the second, I went to the 3, Sad Taylor, over the 6 and the 4. In the third, I went to the 4, Step Up, over the 2 and the 6. In the fourth, I'm with Mike, pretty much same horses. I went 7, Creus on top, over the 5, Party Pooper, and I put the 6, Sedine, in for the third spot. In the fifth, I went to the 11, Brother Chunky, over the 5 and the 6. In the 6th, again, I'm with Mike here. I went number 9, Senior Rojo, over the 8, Tracker, and the 7, Bear Rock and Roll. In the 7th, I agree with Mike, Nana's Buddy should be a handful in here, over the 1 and the 8. And in the 8th, the nightcap, I went with the 8, Haida Gwaii, over the 7 and the 6.
Well, that'll do it for the Sunday, June 14th edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. Don't forget, if you can't make it out to Hastings, of course, the lovely amenities are here. Lots of specials on, and lots of simulcast, lots of TVs here at the Derby Bar and Grill. You can watch any racetrack you wish.
Not a bad seat in the house.
No, they're always excellent. On behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next time here at the Derby Bar and Grill.